In 2025, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, inya ministerial appointment, ekopie mu, ewo vetting committee anim na yebusebusa no questions ni ade no. Ehonom no Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ekyere se, baby a wote ewo Ghana ha sei no. Rented apartment a ono Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa rent because na manfo bi kyere se, baby a Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ete no. Ono ankasa ne personal mansions according to amanfo bi do sa mansion no chese cost best millions of dollars na enya asem to 20 Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa set record ni street no chese baby a wote no baby a ono Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa rent na emum enye ono ankasa ne personal property any allegations bebra na saa time no amanfo akandidate Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa no Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa eba abonten anase during vetting no echese oseti ni nyina record straight with debunking all allegations na amanfo candidate no with regards to properties ono Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa nenso shockingly abusia document bi ababeto abonten kire se after says Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa enya ministerial appointment before ministerial appointment no claim say oni a single property mpo anase single mansion mpo ewo oman Ghana mu na baby ono Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa mpote no or rent no si say die chese properties ahodo a Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa akwa ewo ebiwa brochire ani ebiwa Ghana mu ha no abusia enya asem ketu achese list tintintin yebubo properties ne mpo a enya asem ketu ebiwo US abrochi mamu ni Europe ene chese atu atese ewo ewiase afa na nyina na eno ena Paul Adomochire ede ho asem nyina no ababeto abonten including documents ekopie mu court na ni nyina no kire properties ahodo a Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa just some few years and I say 1.5 years ya obeye minister properties ahodo a otimi afaso enya asem ketu enti ebebo awrem na yakwa kutim.
Okudzeto Ablakwa has amassed great wealth since he became Minister for Foreign Affairs. It looks like he has acquired a home in Texas in America and also another one in California in America. This is shocking, isn't it? We found it from court documents. We'll share that with you tonight. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. This is good. The allegation is that there was a guy called, where did I write? John Komisudis. There's a guy called John Komisudis. Now, it is reported that this guy was involved in human trafficking, bringing people in from Togo and other places. It is reported that this guy claimed to own a school in, I think, Greater Accra Regional Down area. And there's a school that is the JSS, it's a big school. And he claims the school is for him in one document. And in another document where it's been alleged that the school is being used for money laundering, he says the school is not for him. During his prosecution processes during the 2022-23 period, his lawyer was Justice Sremsai. And the cases continued up until now. Now, Justice Sremsai becomes Deputy Attorney General. And it appears to the complainants that because he has become Deputy Attorney General, all the offenses or potential crimes, alleged crimes committed by John Komisudi have evaporated from the system. They have been so frustrated that they have written an RTI to Justice Sremsai, which, guess what, he has completely ignored. Completely ignored it. He's completely ignored it. Now, this is part of the reason why the OSP's office is important. Assuming that somebody goes to report John Komisudi to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the Attorney General people are telling us that when the OSP receives such a document, he must come to them, whether he can prosecute or not. This is the kind of situation why the OSP must remain independent and be able to do his work. This is the kind of situation. Here is an Attorney General who is showing so much self-interest in a particular matter that because he was their lawyer in private practice, he has become Attorney General, and therefore the prosecution should cease. So they write to Yoko. Nothing happens because he sits on the board of Yoko as a statutory board member. And then they write to Attorney General's office. Nothing happens because he's a Deputy Attorney General. I'm going to read to you the RTI that has been sent to his office. And then we see. An RTI request submitted to the Office of the Attorney General in respect of the Deputy Attorney General. The petitioner draws the Commission's attention to the following documented facts, which are directly relevant to the public interest dimension of this petition and to the Commission's assessment of the urgency and sensitivity of the matter. A. Dr. Justice Sremsai was the private solicitor for John Komisudi in suit number so and so, and is therefore personally and professionally aware that his client is a Togolese national. B. Dr. Sremsai was nominated as Deputy Attorney General on February 26, 2025, approved by Parliament on March 7, 2025, and sworn into office on June 3, 2025. I don't think this is correct. Approved by Parliament in March and sworn on June 3rd? Sounds too long, but anyway, let's move on. C. As Deputy Attorney General, Justice Sremsai now occupies a senior position in the very office that must authorize the Ghana Immigration Service to prosecute Sudi criminally. He has also been petitioned twice to take action against Sudi and is responsible for responding to RTI requests concerning this very matter. D. By virtue of his office, the Deputy Attorney General sits on the board of IOCO, and IOCO's decision not to charge Sudi was issued approximately 6 weeks after Dr. Sremsai was sworn into office. The criminal prosecution collapsed on 29 October 2025 when the investigator reportedly disappeared on an unspecified national assignment after Dr. Sremsai had assumed office. This is the case against democracy. This is the case that looks like an alleged criminal is being protected by powerful people because now the people of Ghana have given them an office to hold within the political arrangement, the Office of the Attorney General. I think a petition should be sent to the boss, Dominic Ayini, to tell him that this is what is happening. Now, if I read to you the potential offenses that this John Sudikomi has committed, viewers, you cringe. What he's done with trafficking of children, bringing people in illegally, acquiring Ghanaian passports for all kinds of people. Some of them end up as criminals in other West African countries. This is the document. And Justice Sremsai is there, so he will not allow the prosecution to go on. He won't, because it is his client. And haven't we heard this too many times? Does it sound like something you've heard before? I was a client for them in private practice, and when I came into public practice, I saw that they have done nothing wrong. I was a client, I was their lawyer in private practice, so when I came to be Attorney General, I found out that they have done nothing wrong. I knew they had done nothing wrong, and I still stand by the position that they have done nothing wrong. Are you the court? And therefore, I have entered nolle prosequi. I have removed the matter from the court. If you are confident they've done nothing wrong, let the court hear it and let the judge pronounce them not guilty. Is it not as simple as that? I was their lawyer in private practice. I assure that they have done nothing wrong. I am Attorney General today. Because I know they have done nothing wrong, I've entered a nolle prosequi. Are you the court? Are you the court? You abuse the power of nolle prosequi. Nolle prosequi is put there for a very important reason, not to placate your clients. Nolle prosequi is not to placate your clients. But this is what is happening all over. And that's what the Deputy Attorney General is also doing. Somebody was his client. He was being criminally prosecuted. He becomes Attorney General. Oh, no. Because I knew that he was innocent. And now too, I believe that. So a petition goes, RTI doesn't respond. I mean, the worst of what is to happen is that an RTI request will be refused by the Attorney General's office, the Ministry of Justice. I mean, what is happening in Ghana? Other people should refuse RTI and the Minister of Justice should whip them that you cannot ignore an RTI. But today, it is the Ministry of Justice. Should we go and call it the Ministry of Injustice? Should we do a Julobi House demonstration and go there and say, this is the Ministry of Injustice? It is coming. Don't worry. After this year, plenty of things will happen. What is this? The Ministry of Justice, which is supposed to deliver justice, oversee justice, and make sure that justice is prevailing in the society. They are the people obstructing justice. The very people who have been created to defend justice and ensure that it happens, to roll out justice. An RTI petition comes to you, you don't respond, you ignore it as Ministry of Justice. Okay, is the defendant.
Yes, the second. So it's actually against the Attorney General, obviously, the Electoral Commission, the NPP, because they allege that certain provisions in the NPP constitution are to be challenged, the NDC also as a party, and the CPP. because all these political parties engaged in what we call an electoral college system. When we say an electoral college system, it basically means a system where the General Congress or the General Association cedes its voting or decision-making power to a select few to make a decision. So it's the Attorney General, obviously, the Electoral Commission of Ghana, because they are claiming that the Electoral Commission of Ghana has a responsibility to ensure that the internal rules and practices of parties are in line with the Constitution, as well as the parties themselves, the New Patriotic Party, the National Democratic Congress, and the Convention's People's Party.
And the base.
For that, I've not seen the
Okay.
documents.
So we have to say something about these citizens.
That is so.
Professor Frimpong Boateng, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, and Dr. Mrs. Christina Mwakunam. I think they've done well. So
yes, senior citizens.
MPP, former MPP, NDC. Okay, all right. Okay. So I'm not sure what was going through their minds, but I know Nyaho has been complaining about this for a very long time. He wanted, they are wanting a better democratic establishment within the party. And also, the argument they make is that if you look at the voting situation right now, the 77% are below the age of 40. And some of these delegates, if you look at them, they sort of own the party in the communities. The age is quite high.
Yes.
So to get many more young people interested in the internal party system, that is where you grow the interest in democracy. If we have young people being excluded from the internal party system, eventually they will be excluded from the national democracy. And so both NDC and MPP, which are the main drivers of our democracy, these
about CPP,
noble, well, CPP, the base, and all of them, they want to see a stronger youth participation in the political party. In fact, it's good for a party like CPP because now a presidential candidate or anybody who wants to be president, McDan wants to be president, he can't find his way in MPP, can't find his way in CPP. He preaches his message to the general public. The reason why we will not follow McDan is that we think he cannot win. That's it. But if the system is there and McDan takes over the CPP and says that, come and register and vote for me as a candidate in the CPP. And when I become president, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. And the people can see a path towards it. You can have 6 million youth registering to be CPP members to elect McDan as their candidate and therefore candidate for the main election. So it's something.
Your case is that because there's general participation in election of the flag bearer, there would be heightened interest in general participation at the general election.
Absolutely.
That's
but then, so what's the main thrust of the suit?
So the contention of the parties who are represented by Oliver Vomawo is that the current system of the election of flag bearers we have is unconstitutional on the basis that it uses what we call a delegate system or an electoral college, loosely referred to, where individuals, whether they are police station executive, constituency executives, former ministers or whatever, are not the general population of the party, are the ones responsible for electing who will lead the party to the polls. That's the flag bearer. They argue that this system is discriminatory, contrary to Article 17 of the Constitution, and it is not in tandem with democratic principles of the 1992 Constitution, which provides that the voting of persons into power and elected offices is done by universal adult suffrage. And so that basically is the base of their, or the bottom line of their case before the courts. And so they are currently, rival arguments to it.
Okay,
One side says that
is there a rival argument really from the
no, when I say rival, I mean
the general philosophy.
Yes,
okay.
But we are early
So
in the case.
where we are actually, it means that the Attorney General is saying the same thing as this policy.
Agrees with them.
So the Supreme Court will have to then.
The Attorney General may have even decided not to even put in anything at all.
Yes, he's still a nominal defendant.
He could have said, well, I don't intend. We saw that in the Kevin Taylor case where the day for
Attorney General said, I don't have anything to say.
No, they did not show up.
He didn't even show up.
There were lawyers from the Attorney General's department in court, but for that case, they did not show up. So he could do that. But it seems,
but for him to take a stronger position, that means that do we have the panel of the Supreme Court already?
No.
Ooh,
so
that's going to be very interesting.
Yes. So normally the way the Supreme Court sits it's rotational, and so you may have what we call interlocutory hearings. It can be an injunction. It can be leave for dates to file written submissions or whatever. Those panels that you would see are not necessarily the panels that will decide the case. Okay. The panel that sits when the statements of case from the parties have been filed is the panel that is going to deliberate and deal with the substance or the merits of the issue. So we don't have the
But have
panel
there been any
yet.
interlocutory on this one?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
There's been no application to strike out.
No,
There's
nothing
no
like
application to, unlike the West
there's no
Indies issue that
joinder.
will be doing back and forth.
There's no joinder.
No, the parties were sued. So
No, this one.
yes, that's what I'm saying, that they were sued. NPP, NDC, CPP, Attorney General, and EC
the
were sued.
political parties were sued.
Yes.
But
that is
has
so.
MPP entered appearance? Do we know?
For that, I am not aware of.
Okay, so then the case is
But-
that the NDC have entered appearance.
Yes.
Okay, but we don't
And
know yet
I
what they
don't-
are saying.
Yes.
Okay,
But
okay.
we are sure that the Attorney General, as it stands now, is in line with all is.
But I'm not. I then we can perhaps safely conclude that if the Attorney General has taken a position, the NDC party will not take a different position from the Attorney General.
Well, seeing this government and
Mm-hmm.
the way things have been, more particularly, the party seems to be towing, Chairman Asiru Nketia and Fifi Kwete seem to be towing the British line of government, where the party in and of itself as an institution is strong, as opposed to the American system where the president is strong. So you notice that there are instances where the party, I mean, obviously, last week is Friday, was an example where Chairman Asiru Nketia says that, well, I orchestrated the removal of so and so from the leadership of parliament.
Which is what happens
So-
in Britain all the time.
Which is what happened
Even when you're in government.
Yes. For the Conservative Party, for instance, the chairman of what we call the 1922 committee is a very powerful person, and you have to even answer to what we call the backbenchers. So, which is the British system.
Yes.
So, in this instance, there's a possibility that Chairman Asiru Nketia will say, "I'm not interested in having that." Therefore, NDC as a corporate entity must fight.
So we must be interested in what the NDC has put out.
has to say.
And then we have to tell our viewers that, okay, but your view of the matter is that if the Supreme Court were to agree with the Attorney General and the applicants, it will be unfair?
I do not agree with it. More particularly, the broad argument that electoral college systems are undemocratic or ceding your power to power undemocratic. Parliament is a system, for instance, that deals with it. Parliament is essentially an electoral college because the general participation of individuals in democracy is that we have given. So I vote at Ayawaso West Wogo, Mensa Saba Hall. I am giving I'm ceding my sovereignty to an individual to go and represent